Hey, it's Steve. So let's talk a little bit about perfectionism today. This came up last week in a post that I had made, sharing of a meme, and it was clearly a topic that a lot of you wrestle with, and so I wanted to share a couple of thoughts to help you out with that. So the first thing I want to talk about is really just a reframing of perfection, and I wanted to have you think about it a different way. And well, here's the deal: perfection is this very human idea. It's artificial, it's actually unachievable, and I'm not sure that as a target it serves us. So let's think about this for a second. Let's look at, say, Mother Nature. If you go out for a walk in the forest, are the trees all laid out in this nice perfect grid, all symmetrical? No. Is that river that you like walking along or going down in a boat or a raft, is that in a nice straight line? No, of course not. And that imperfection, that randomness and uncertainty is part of what gives those things their beauty, right? So here's another example. Let's look at music. What's your favorite band? Your favorite musician? Well, what do you like about the music? Is it that it's technically perfect or precise, or that it's, such a high quality? No, it's because the music makes you feel something, right? It makes you feel good, or it makes you feel energized, or whatever it is, or it connects with you on an emotional level. It's not about perfect. It's about passion. So I'm not sure that perfect is actually all that great a target. Why do we pick it? Well, I think it's because we see it as a safe target if we can achieve it, right? Because if it's perfect, you can't criticize it, can you? The problem, of course, is the perfectionism game goes like this. If you're perfect, you win. If you're not, you lose. And well, you're not going to win that game very often, if ever. And when you can't win, why play? And that's where a lot of people just get totally stuck and give up, right? So that's one thing I want you to do, is to see it and see if you can kind of find a different framing of that, and maybe find a different target, in fact. And let's talk about that. So if we're not going to shoot for perfect, what do we shoot for? Well, you can pick almost anything, really, and this is one of the fun ways to work around perfectionism, is instead of shooting for perfect, you want to pick a different target, a different way of keeping score that becomes, one, achievable, and two, very interesting and compelling to you. So here's one of my favorite stories related to this, and it actually involves the idea of using constraints as a target. And so there was a book editor who challenged one of his authors one time in this. He said, well, I bet you can't write a book that uses no more than 50 different words. You can reuse them, but only 50 unique words. And so the author he challenged said, yeah, I can do that. And he did. And I'm willing to bet that you know both the author and the book. The author was Dr. Seuss, and the book, Green Eggs and Ham. Now, while this may not be a perfect piece of literature, it is absolutely a successful one, a fun one, and it is something that most of us have read, and maybe read to our kids if we have them, right? I know I have. It was one of my favorite books when I was a little kid, and my daughter really enjoyed it for a time too. So it's not perfect, but man, it's certainly a classic and impactful piece of children's literature. And that's really what we're trying to do, right? We're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to be successful. We're trying to connect with people. We're trying to make an impact, to do something that matters and makes a difference in the world. And if that's really what you're trying to do, well, at the end of the day, you've got to put things out there to be able to do that. And to put things out there, you have to get things done. And if you are playing the perfectionism game, you might not be getting much of anything done. So instead, change your target. Change how you keep score in a way that gets you taking action and doing things, and let it be imperfect. And instead of focusing on that, focus on the passion, the stuff that you care about, the stuff that matters. Because when you let that come through, that's what's going to connect with people. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope your week is going awesome. I'll talk to you soon. And as always, keep moving forward. Bye for now.